This is a Urban Spirit production by Craig Allen.
Coast.
Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
I'm O'Brien's pop. I knew he come from Mother Moon, that's where he came from. I know when he was in the making, he caught the devil coming in this world, supposed to be born in November, wind up coming here in January. Suffer like a dog, his mother suffered when he
For a Baltimore mom, it was the inspiration and motivation that led her son to a better way of life. Willie Bam Johnson.
Life is tough, it's really tough. It makes you just want to give up, but you gotta pull your head up. You gotta keep on looking up in the clouds and hoping that you can just get away and just keep on pushing to overcome all the obstacles in this world today. You gotta pray, you gotta build yourself up and keep on pushing and striving. Never give it up. Keep some hope. No. You gotta keep on pushing, keep on believing in God, because the only way you can grow is through the pain. I say, no pain, no gain, no pain. No pain, no gain, no gain, no way. No pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. No pain, no pain, no pain, no. Alright, it's a shame you see many people just quit giving up on the life that they live. They just walk around with their heads down to the ground and saying, I just can't take it no more. I gotta go out and party all night and drink and probably smoke a blunt. Yeah, put something up their nose before you know it. Every day just coming down, and they don't know how it happened. Just a vicious cycle going around like those black people. They don't know what to do. You just keep on pushing yourself down to the ground. You don't ever believe that you can give up. You just settle for the little pieces of that they give. You're overwhelmed. Yeah, you start to believe that you can succeed. You cannot do anything. But come on, everybody, just flip the script. You gotta dig down inside and get all your obstacles. Grab them, color them, and hold them.
The young African-American kid was born in the tough inner-city streets of Baltimore projects, seeing drug dealers, pimps, gunfights.
Yeah, that's how it was every day, every night. Hello, everybody. What's up? My name is Willie the Bam Johnson. In the world of martial arts, people know me as being a Kung Fu master, Professor Bam. And from the streets, they know me as being Bam. Yeah. I've been through so much, man. And I'm here to talk to you about my struggles, things I done went through, all the stuff that done happened. You know, it's been a real long journey, but now I'm here. And I'm hoping that my story, everything that done happened, from good to bad, everything I'm truly grateful for and I don't regret, can help somebody out there that's watching this video. I'm hoping somebody can see this story and be inspired to change their life or be inspired to step up and improve their lives.
But one day, he caught a glimpse of a better life. A Bruce Lee movie was playing at what used to be this local theater to 6-year-old Willie projects.
After leaving that movie theater, I knew in my heart and in my mind that I was going to do something bigger and better than a drug dealer or a street hustler or a gang member. So I began to practice and imitate all those different movements that I seen him demonstrating on the screen, which led to trying to demonstrate those movements that I seen in books and magazines.
Waterfront, you see, take y'all camera down there doing little Bruce Lee action and stuff. Y'all be down there jiving around all day long, around that playing, doing y'all thing, call yourself trying to make some movies about y'all and stuff, you know what I mean?
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. My martial art is intent on deep control, the way of the intercepting foot.
In case you have missed the recent news, Jeet Kune Do, of which I am the founder, has been elected and accepted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame in America. This marks the first time a recently developed form of martial art is nationally
As training began to advance without any guidance, he began to develop heroes that made him believe that his dreams were possible. He did anything to emulate his heroes, from making his own weapons and equipment to practicing every day, regardless of what he encountered. Even with his dad coming home drunk and beating him.
You know, you get it, how it all started with Bruce Lee. I mean, it was real wild around in my neighborhood, man. All you see when you come home from school was just people on the corner. I didn't know what they was doing. I mean, I was so like nerdy. I didn't know the guys was selling drugs and girls was hanging out and, you know, doing wild stuff. I just go to school, come home, go lock myself in my little room and just, you know, dream. Just try to, like, you know, just be something, be more than what I was seeing around me. You know, today, you know, in school.
This was my elementary school. That was it. Yep, that was it. I used to get beat up, chased home. Oh, it was rough.
I guess they trap the kids from being able to be creative or to fantasize or dream. But if you don't dream, man, it was dreams that changed the world. It was dreams that made me the person I am today. And like I said, you know, going into that room, especially after seeing Bruce Lee, I mean, you come out of a movie theater, it was so wild. You see people sitting around throwing kicks and punches at each other. I mean, back then at that time, it was like 50 cents to go to movies. I remember Pile up there, and you be in there, you could sit in the movies all day. You play hooky and I mean, those things kept kids from getting in trouble. I mean, that's all we did, man. You hang, I mean, Bruce Lee movies, I mean, Black Belt Jones, Jim Kelly, all those things, man, they help you dream. I mean, I remember we used to go to movies, we would sit there and we would fight over who was Bruce Lee or who was Jim Kelly. I mean, we'd actually be in fist fights, man, just fighting over who was gonna be that person. I mean, even the black exploitation, Three the Hard Way, Superfly, all that, man. I mean, those things that you could be more than what you've seen in your household. And I mean, Bruce Lee was the one thing that caught me. I've seen Bruce Lee movies so many times, man. I mean, I remember seeing Enter the Dragon probably over 50 times. It inspired me. It was the thing that allowed me to be able to dream. Even when I looked around at my house and I knew that I was being like molested and touched in ways that I did not want to be touched. I ain't know who to tell. You know what a man gonna do? I mean, and then the other thing that you look at, I mean, if I got my dad in there beating the living daylights out of my mother, or you got all this other drama, my sister and my mom fighting, I mean, the moment you realize that you was like hurt or touched in a way that you shouldn't have been touched by a family member, I mean, you see your mom over there sad, what you do? You go tell her? No, you just say, that's all right, I'll tell her later. And all those ladies just kept building up inside my heart and my soul. You know, so the martial arts was my only escape. I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do? You think certain things like that big? You know, I'm just hiding, hoping that it would stop, You know, I never had the courage to sit up. I didn't know what to do. I'm a little kid. So Bruce Lee, you know, when I talk about martial arts saved my life, but I got to go back to Bruce Lee and all those movies. If it wasn't for those things, man, I would not have been able to make it through. You know, I would not have been able to make it through. I mean, even going to school, I was like the nerdy kid. Yeah, I didn't want to play basketball. All I wanted to do was do martial arts. But I dreamed. I remember teachers telling me, no, you can't do this. Be a policeman, be this. No, I wanted to be a martial artist. And I would never give up that passion. I would never let nobody stand in my way of me giving up that passion. From the time to stealing money, you know, you hear stories about, I talk to kids, you hear stories about them stealing money from their mothers. Yeah, I stole money from my mom so I can buy a karate outfit. You know, I stole money so I can buy whatever karate magazine, whatever book. I could just open up and look at the pictures so I can believe that I could like just go on, man. I mean, all the other kids hanging out, I hang out in the library. I had to do something with my imagination. And my imagination is just that I wanted to be a great martial artist. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to walk one day with a briefcase in my hand so I could be like the men that I seen coming from downtown in our neighborhood to park their cars and then go downtown and work. I used to look at all that stuff. All that stuff is what inspired me. And every day I would get up and I would practice martial arts. Every day I would paste a picture all on my wall. Sometimes I would, you know, I go to the library and I would tear the pictures out the book. Or I would tear out addresses out the book for Japan and Hong Kong, all these different places, movie theaters. And I would call these places. And my mom would be so mad because our phone bills, she can't afford it, she on welfare. Our phone bills would be so high because I just wanted to call. And people called me crazy. Everybody called me crazy. But you know what? If I wouldn't have did all this before, and I could say if it wasn't for martial arts, I probably wouldn't have made it through being molested and being beat up and being chased home from school. I probably wouldn't have made it through seeing my mom beat up night and day. Seeing my mom touched in manners that she didn't want to be touched. And seeing my mom go back and forth through the hospital, being sick. I mean, the story was told in my family that my mom ain't supposed to have been alive. She's supposed to die at birth. In some kind of way, my grandmother, through all that old-fashioned, you know, country living, and up there in the hills of Virginia, they nursed her back to health. And then when I was born, I mean, my mom carried me longer than 9 months. She carried me, if I'm correct, I think they said 10 or 11 months. And I nearly killed her. I mean, she went through purity hell to bring me into this world. So you talking about gratitude? I'm grateful for all the things I did, you know, to try to become a better person. And martial arts did allow me to do that. And before I started, you know, maybe, I'm not going to say that the worst thing that my mom could ever done was say, Bam, I need you to go outside and meet some friends and hang out with people. Because the first time she told me that and I went out and hung out with my cousin, to entertain him, I started stealing. And that's when that negative lifestyle, that peer pressure. And all I began to do was rob, steal, and do all these crazy things just so people could, you know, think Bam was cool. But inside of me,